My name is Danielle.
My name is Cassidy.
We love you, Glama!
Oh, I love you too, Glama girls. Hi everyone, Glama here. Welcome back to Made with Love by Glama, where everything here is always made and taught by me with love. So today we are finally going to do the much requested, much asked about ponytail hat or beanie, or however you want to call it. I kind of make it nice and tight like a beanie. So last winter I made the messy bun hat in this exact same color, and I wore the exact same Seahawks sweatshirt, so I thought I would do the same thing this year. And I had promised that I would make you a ponytail crochet hat, and I never got around to it because I thought I had lost my notes on how I made it. But I was looking for it, and last night I finally found it. So yay, here is our ponytail crochet hat with my ponytail coming through it. So here's what it looks like. And last winter, the one that I showed you was blue and green, and I gave that to my granddaughter Cassidy, so I didn't have that pattern to go off of, or else I would have made this a long time ago. But I gave that to her a couple months after I filmed the messy bun tutorial hat, so I didn't have anything to go by, couldn't find my notes. I finally found them. Yes! So anyway, this is what we are making today, and in the video you'll want to make sure to watch the whole thing through its entirety before you start crocheting, because I always tend to change my mind in the middle of a project, or I change it up somehow. So you'll see that here. I said I was going to crochet a certain amount of rows. I ended up doing different amount of rows. What else? Oh, and I also give you instruction on if you want to make it a little bigger, because I have a small head. So I made it to fit my head, and I always tend to make crochet hats a bit snug on purpose, because for those of y'all that know about crochet and wearing crochet, as soon as you wear a crochet hat or a sweater, it tends to stretch. So if you make it just perfect for your head now, when you wear it, it's going to end up stretching and it's going to be too loose. So I tend to make it a little snug on purpose, but this might be too snug for some of y'all. So I show you how to make an extra row of increase, or I tell y'all how to make an extra row of increase if you want yours a little bigger. And yeah, I give you two options for the trim. I hadn't decided at the end of that video that you're going to watch in a minute whether I was going to leave the single crochet along the edging or not. I ended up leaving it. So yeah. I hope you enjoy this video, and I know that it's been so long since y'all have waited since last winter. I'm so sorry that it's taken me this long to get it out to y'all, but finally it's here. Yay! I've been really busy on my Glam It Up with Glama channel. I've been filming a lot over there, trying to grow that channel, and I know that I invited all of y'all to go and subscribe to that channel, help me grow the channel and everything. And I know that a lot of y'all have commented that you don't wear makeup, that's why you haven't subscribed. But it's not just about makeup, and it's primarily about skincare and how I'm trying to learn new tips and tricks on aging gracefully, new skincare techniques. I've been just, yeah, everything that I can learn about keeping my skin looking young and supple is what I've basically made that channel about, because I was getting a lot of questions on here on how do you stay looking so young, Glama? So I started answering those questions on here, and a lot of y'all appreciated them, but a lot of people were like, we don't care about your skin or your nails or your hair, we want to watch crochet. So I made that other channel, Glam It Up with Glama, for y'all who were asking me those types of questions. So I would love for y'all to go and join me on that channel and help me make it grow. It's only got about 7,000 on there. On this channel, I have about 157,000, so if all 157,000 of y'all went and subscribed to that channel, I would love it. I could focus more on this channel once that channel is all grown up. But yeah, even if you don't wear makeup, it's not about makeup. It's about skin care, hair care, nail care and some makeup, but mostly it's about mostly it's about my journey at aging gracefully. Any new things that I'm learning, I am posting on there, not just for y'all who have questions, but for me to remember how I liked certain products and how they worked on me. And it's just kind of just my, kind of like a journal of my journey of aging. And I know that in 10 or 15 years, I'm gonna look back on those videos and think, yeah, maybe I need to try that again. But I am finding so many new things that I have tried for my skin that has helped to keep my skin looking young. I talk about chemical peels, I talk about Retin-A, I talk about eye creams and wrinkle erasers that actually do work. So yeah, go and join me over there, and I would love that. I know that y'all are waiting for more crochet projects and have been begging me for more crochet projects, and I promise I will focus on this channel more once I've gotten that channel to grow. So yay, if all of y'all at least went and subscribed, that channel would grow overnight, and then I could focus on both. I can crochet on Mondays possibly, film for my beauty channel on Fridays, and I could put up one video a week for each of my channels. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna just let y'all get to it and watch the video. Have fun, enjoy yourself, and I will see y'all at the end. Alrighty, bye! Okay, so to get started, we are going to be needing yarn, and I'm using Red Heart Super Saver, and of course I'm using Seahawks colors, a hair tie. I'm using a 5.0 millimeter hook, a pair of scissors, and a tapestry needle. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so to get started, we're going to start off with a slip knot, okay? Alright. And we're going to take our hair tie, and we are going to pull up the yarn like so and go through the slip knot, and now we're attached to the hair tie, and we're going to chain up 2, 1 and 2. Normally for double crochets you chain up 3, but I like to do 2 because when I come back around and attach this double crochet to this one, I kind of like to skip this right here, the chain, so that it's a nice, neater, cleaner, I don't know, look to it. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to go into the hair tie and around the hair tie and the tail, and we're going to make a double crochet. So yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay, so there's our first double crochet. Okay, so we're going to do 24 double crochets all the way around. So when you're done, you're going to have a chain 2 plus 24 double crochets. Okay, so let me do a few more with you, and then I will let you finish on your own until you get to the end of the row. And it is a little hard to get used to working around the hair tie, but you can do it. Okay. It's a little awkward. Alrighty, so go ahead and do that, and I will meet you when I've got my 24th double crochet. Okay, so I'm on my last double crochet, my 24th one. There you go. Yeah, and you can just clip that little tail off if you want, so that it's not in your way, or so that it just isn't there, and so it looks pretty already. Alrighty. And so now what we are going to do is we are going to skip that chain 2, and that's going to act as our filler, and we are going to start round 2 now. So we're going to go into that first double crochet that we made, and we are going to slip stitch, okay, and see how that chain 2 acts as a nice filler. If that was not there, that would be a big gap. So that's why I like to make that filler chain. Okay, now we are going to, once again, we are going to chain 2, 1, 2, because that's our filler chain. And now we are going to make an increase row. So we're going to put 2 double crochets right back into that space. So in that space, we're going to have a filler chain and 2 double crochets. There's 1 and there's 2. Okay, and now we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch and then 2 into the next. And then 1 into the next. And that's the pattern that we're going to follow all the way till we get to the end of the row, okay? 2, 1, 2, 1. Follow that all the way and I'll meet you at the end of the row. Okay, so I'm at the end and I'm going to end with 1 double crochet in the last stitch. So normally when you're working in the round, if you're in an increase row and you start off with 2 double crochets on the first stitch, normally you're going to end with 1 double crochet on the last stitch. That way it's a nice uniform pattern. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then 2. Okay, so now we are done with row 2 and we are going to skip that chain 2. We're going to go into the first double crochet with a slip stitch. And we're going to chain up 2 again as our filler chain, and we're going to repeat row 2. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on row 3 as we did in row 2. We're going to put 2 double crochets into that first stitch, and then 1, and then 2, and so on. Okay, we're going to follow the exact same thing that we did in the previous row. What a lot of people like to do is they like to, if they started off with 2 and then 1 and then 2 in the previous row, a lot of times they like to do 1 and then 2 and then 1. And that's what, you know, there's really no difference. We can see what that looks like if you want. Okay, so there's our filler chain. There's 1. We're doing basically the same increase, however, we're just starting off with 1 double crochet in the first stitch first instead of the 2, and then we're going to put the 2. See, now there's the 2. Here's 1. Here's the 2. So to me, it doesn't really make a difference as to how it looks. So it's up to you, however you want to do it. Now that I've already done this, you can go ahead and just finish. And now at the end of this row, you should be ending with 2 double crochets since we're starting off with the 1. Or you can take this out and repeat exactly what you did in row 2 and put 2 double crochets in there and so on. Okay, so it's up to you. I'm going to go ahead, since I went ahead and did this, I'm just going to go ahead and finish this and I'll meet you at the end of the row. Okay, so I am at the end here. I have 1 more stitch to go, and just like I promised, if you start off with 1 double crochet on an increase row, you're going to end it with 2 double crochets on the last stitch. If you start off with 2 double crochets in the first stitch of the row on an increase row, you're going to end with 1 double crochet. But since we did 1 double crochet in the first stitch, we're going to end this one with 2 double crochets to keep it a uniform pattern. Okay, there we go. And so now this is going to be the end of our increase rows. If you are making this for a bigger person, I have kind of a small head, so I'm kind of making this for my size head. So I'm going to stop the increase rows at this point, and I am going to just start doing double crochets in all the stitches. And so we're going to, once again, to close off this round, we're going to skip that chain 2 filler chain, and we're going to go into the first double crochet with a slip stitch, chain up 2, 1, 2, and now at this point we're just going to put 1 double crochet into each stitch here. Okay, so go right back into here. So in the very first one, you're going to always have a filler chain of 2, and then you're going to go back in there with a double crochet. Okay, and just 1 double crochet in each of the stitches. Alrighty, simple as that, guys. And I will meet you over here to show you how to start your next row, even though I know that most of y'all already know when you get over here, you're going to skip the chain, go into the first double crochet, and you're going to continue. But just for those of y'all that are new, you might not want me to leave you this quickly. I'll show you how to end this row. Alrighty. Okay, so here we are at the end of this row. It's our 4th row, and we did no increases to this row. So we are going to end the very last stitch with a double crochet. And for those of y'all that have followed me to this point of the project and you're thinking that's too small for the person you're making it for, if you wanted to make this 4th row an increase row, you can. What I would do is, instead of doing 2 double crochets, 1, 2 double crochets, 1, I might do 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 double crochet, and then 1, and then 1, and then 2, and then 1, and then 1, and then 2. That's how I would do the next increase row if you wanted to make this the increase row. But I think this is going to be just fine for my head or for my granddaughter's heads who are 10 and 12. So this would fit, I would think, an adult size, or small adult, or medium size adult. So okay, to close this off, we're going to skip that chain 2, go into the first double, whoops, I went behind my yarn, didn't I? That didn't look right. All right, go into the first double crochet, make a slip stitch, make your filler chain, 1, 2, yarn over, go right back into that double crochet and make a double crochet, and do what we just did by just putting 1 double crochet into each stitch all the way around. Okay, and then when you get to the end, do exactly what I just showed you right here. 1 double crochet there, skip your filler chain and slip stitch into the first double crochet of the row, and then continue. And I'm going to do this for let me see, 8 more rows. So we're going to finish this row, and then I'm going to do 8 more rows and come back and see what I think about that. Okay, and we'll either do more rows or I don't know, but we're going to do the brim. Okay, we're going to do the brim, and so you're going to want to stay tuned for that, because I'm going to do something a little different for that. All right, so I will meet you back here when I am done. So basically at the end, I should have 13 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the other 8 that I'm going to make. Okay, alrighty, have fun. See you in a bit. Okay, guys, so I decided to come back a little earlier than I said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rows is what I have here. And I'm making this for my size, and I have a small forehead, so so that it doesn't go too far low. My cat won't leave my stuff alone. Oh my word, she decided to join me, didn't you, Picasso? My little two-faced Picasso. So like I said, let's see if I can finish saying what I want to say. Okay, are you done? Are you done messing with me? No? Bring me the yarn. I'll mess with you some more. Okay, so like I said, I decided to stop at 11 rows because I'm going to change colors to blue, because like I said, this is going to be Seahawks colors. Stop it. Go away. Okay, so right here, for those of y'all that are new, if you don't know how to change colors, I'm going to show you right now. You insert your hook, you skip that chain 2, that filler chain, and we're going to insert our hook as if we're going to slip stitch, but we're going to drop the green color, and we're going to grab our new color yarn, and we're going to slip stitch with that, okay? There you go. And so in the back, what you want to do is you want to grab the green tail and the blue tail, and you want to tie a little knot. Stop it, Picasso, and now you're licking me. So you're just going to tie a tiny knot. Oh, you're so silly. Okay, and now, okay, let me get this going here. So now we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut the green tail. I'm going to leave it a little bit long because I'm going to incorporate it in with my crocheting. Okay, so she just knocked down my flowers. Okay, so now we've got a green tail and we've got the blue yarn as our working yarn. And so now we're going to chain up 2, 1 and 2, and now we're going to continue as we have been doing, just putting 1 double crochet into each stitch. But I'm going to go ahead and incorporate both of these tails, the green and the blue tail, into my project. I'm going to go right back into that first double crochet with a double crochet. Okay, and we're just going to, like I said, incorporate both these tails in with our work so that we don't have to weave anything in later. Okay, so let's just do that, and I will meet you back here at the end of this row because we're going to do something a little differently now. Okay, all right, see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm getting ready to do my last stitch of the row. I'm going to make a double crochet. Okay, and now we are going to slip stitch into the first double crochet, skip the 2 chain, go into here with the slip stitch, chain up 2, and now we're going to do something a little different. Okay, we're going to yarn over and we're going to do front post, back post. And for those of y'all that are new, what you do is you grab this whole double crochet stitch, lift it forward, and make a double crochet as normal. And so you see what you've done is you've lifted that up. So that's front post, and now we're going to yarn over and we're going to come in from behind the next double crochet and push it backwards and finish off our double crochet, and that is back post. And we're going to do that all the way till we get around to the other end. Okay, front post, back post. Okay, so meet me when you get to the end of your row. All right, and that's going to make a nice ribbed look. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. Have fun. Okay, so I'm coming to the end of my front post, back post row, and this is coming out perfectly. I just did a back post. Now I'm going to do a front post, and the reason I say it's coming out perfectly is because that chain 2 filler right here is looking like it's a back post, even though it's not. It's just the chain 2. So we just did a front post that looks like a back post, and that front post goes perfectly with the pattern that we want. So to close off this row, you ignore the chain 2, go into the first double crochet, which is the front post, slip stitch, chain 2, and do the exact same thing, and you're going to have this nice ribbed look. So I'm not sure how many more rows I'm going to do. I might just do this one. I might do one more. I'm not sure. But go ahead and do at least one more row for yourself. Try on your hat or try it on the person you're making it for, and see how far down on their forehead that you want it to go, or if it's their ears you're wanting to cover, make sure it covers their ears. Okay, so now you just continue on. You just chain 2. You're going to do front post and back post. Just going to do what you just did in the previous row. And when I come back, I'll let you know how many rows I did. All right, have fun. Okay, so I am at the end of the row that I want to end this hat at, and I ended up making 5 rows of the blue yarn. One of them was the regular double crochet row of blue, and then 4 of them were the front post, back post. But all together, 5 rows of the blue, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the green. So all together we have about 16 rows, and it doesn't take very long to make these at all. So I'm going to end this right here. I'm going to skip the chain 2, go into the first double crochet, slip stitch into that. And you can leave it like this and end it here if you want, or you can give it a nice cleaner finishing edge by chaining 1 and going right back into there with a single crochet. If you decide to make a single crochet trim around the edge, just single crochet very, very loosely so that it will still stretch for the forehead area, because single crochets are a tighter stitch than double crochet, so they don't stretch as much. So try to crochet very, very loosely if you decide to do this. I wasn't going to do this. I might actually take it out, but I wanted to show you what you could do for a finishing edge if you want. Okay, so that's what that would look like if you did a finishing edge. All right. So I might as well finish this, and if I decide to take it out, I will. Okay, I'll see you at the end of the row. Oh, I wanted to show you that I'm not going through the big hole of the stitch right there. I'm going right underneath the V right there. See how there's, see if Picasso wasn't there, you could see better there. Okay, so I'm not going through here. I'm going right under the V, where I'm making my single crochets. Okay, and once again, crochet very, very loosely so that it will stretch. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm at the end here, and I'm going to close it off now. Go in right here and slip stitch it, and we're done. Now you chain one and you cut it right here. Okay, pull that through, snug that down, and then you're just going to weave this tail in and you are finished. And like I said, I may take off that single crochet row. I don't know. Well, you probably already know because you already saw my intro to this video, so you'll know if I left it or not. All right, so now with your tapestry needle, okay, so just go ahead and thread your tapestry needle. And if you didn't make the single crochet row, you're still going to end it the same way. If you stopped right here at the front post, back post, at the end you're going to slip stitch to the first front post crochet that you, double crochet that you made, and you're going to slip stitch, and then you're going to chain one and you're going to pull it through just like I just did. And so that's how you would end it that way. And now we're just going to weave this tail in and out. Okay, just weave it either this way, or down, whichever way you want. I think I'm going to weave mine going down. Petrova's not feeling well. That's why she's crying. She has a little bit of a cold. So I'm just going to weave it in and out, going downward. Because that way, if it tends to unravel, it'll unravel down in here, not over here. I'm going to go up a little bit now. And now I'm going to go back down. And now right here, I'm going to end it by just tying a little knot. Okay. That's it. I'm going to weave it a little bit more. And we're done. All right. And so now you can just cut this right here. And you are finished with your hat. And look at how nice and seamless that is right there, because we made that chain 2 filler chain. Look at how nice. It's like so, I don't know, even. There's no big gaps anywhere. And so anyway, what I was going to say is that I know that for many of y'all, this hat might be too small. I have a small head, but I tend to make my hats kind of snug anyway, because like I said, they tend to stretch. And if you make them just right at first, when it does stretch, it's going to be too loose. So I tend to make my hats a little snug anyway. But if you want to make a bigger hat, then what you can do is you can follow my exact pattern, the exact same amount of rows that I did. Just use a bigger hook, and that should give you a size bigger, depending on how many hook sizes you go up. Or you can use a thicker yarn, and that also will increase the size of your hat. So yay, we finally got the ponytail hat out and made and everything. Yay, and it stretches. So you can just use whatever hair tie that you have. I used a green because I was using green yarn. I bought a pack of the multicolored hair pretties, or I call them hair pretties. Y'all probably call them hair ties. But I bought the ones that have yellow, green, red, all the primary colors so that I can use them with any color yarn that I want. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I had a lot of fun crocheting it with you guys and teaching it to you guys. It was so easy. It took about an hour for me to actually make it. Well, about an hour and a half. It would have taken me about an hour had I not been filming and explaining everything. But this is definitely a 24-hour project. You can probably crank out 4, 5, or 6 of them depending on how fast you crochet. I really enjoyed it. As you can see, I left the single crochet trim in. I love it. And yay, go Hawks! We actually play tonight, so I'll be wearing this gear here tonight. So yeah, alrighty, so like I said, I'm just going to remind you again, don't forget to go and subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed, and I'm begging you to go and subscribe to my Glam It Up with Glama channel so I can grow that channel so that I can focus on both my channels. Now I can film for one channel one day, film for the other one the other day, and I can get one video up a week for each of my 2 channels. Well, actually, I have more than 2 channels, but those are my 2 main channels, this crochet one and my Glam It Up with Glama. And don't forget, like I said, it's not just about makeup. It's not just about beauty. It's about our skin, and all of us, whether you wear makeup or not, want to stay looking as good as we possibly can for ourselves, for our significant others, and just to, you know, like I said, for ourselves to make us feel good, to know that we are working on the skin that was given to us. This is the only skin we're ever gonna have, so we need to keep it looking good as long as possible. So yeah, I hope to see all of y'all at my Glam It Up with Glama channel. Alrighty guys, don't forget how much I love you. Don't forget to love yourselves and everyone you come in contact with. Alright, bye! Mwah.
Thank you for watching our Glama's channel.